Wayne from the CERN Earth and Space Center here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of our celestial neighbors, the planet Mars. The reason we're talking about Mars today is because this upcoming Tuesday, October 13th, marks the point where Mars is at opposition. Now that means it is at the point where the Earth is right between the Sun and Mars. And when that happens, we get great views of the red planet. So first we'll take a look at where it is in the sky, how you can find it, and then we'll fly and take a close-up look at some of its features. So here we are on the campus of Triton College in River Cove, right in front of the CERN Earth and Space Center. We're facing north right now just because that's the easiest way to orient ourselves, using the Big Dipper, which we can see right here, point us to the North Star, and then we know that we're facing north. From there, we're going to turn until we're facing towards the east-southeast, and then we'll see a nice bright red Mars right up here in the sky. Time is set for about 8:30 at night on October 13th, which is the night of opposition for Mars, and 8:30 is about 2 hours after sunset here around Chicagoland. Now, if we take a look at Mars in the night sky, it will just look like a bright red star, just a nice bright dot out there. If we look at it through a telescope, which we can do using our ocular add-on here, we'll see that it doesn't really improve very much. Unfortunately, Mars is small compared to some of the other planets out there. So looking at it through a telescope, unless you have a really, really nice telescope, you're still just going to see a nice bright red dot. But if you do have a good telescope, you might be able to make out some features on there. It's hard around Chicagoland because of the light pollution, but if you have the right equipment, you can find a nice dark sky, you can get some great views of Mars. But we don't need to worry about bringing out our telescopes too much because we can use our planetarium software to go and visit Mars for ourselves and take a look at some of the cool features. So let's do that now. So let's take off from Earth and go visit our celestial neighbor, the red planet. On our flight to Mars, I do want to point out that we call it the red planet because to our naked eyes and through telescopes, it does kind of look a little bit brownish red to us, and that's because its surface is actually covered with a layer of dust and dirt that is made up of something called iron oxide. And we have iron oxide here on Earth as well, and you might know it a little bit better by its other name, which is rust. It's the same thing as rust on your car. Covers the surface of Mars. But as we fly up to Mars, we'll see the bright red planet. We can see the two small bright objects right around it, and those are its moons, Phobos and Deimos, and we'll take a look at those again in just a little bit. As we swing around the dark side of the planet, we'll lose some of the features, but it does have quite a few interesting geologic features on it. And as we come back around to the front, we'll take a look at some of those. One of the most interesting features on Mars is called Olympus Mons. It's Mount Olympus. It's the largest volcano in our solar system. It is absolutely humongous. There's another very large object on Mars, or large feature on the surface of Mars, and it's called Valles Marineris. Now, Valles Marineris is actually a canyon, much like the Grand Canyon here on Earth. And as we come around watching Mars spin, we'll see the corner of Valles Marineris begin to come into view, and it stretches really far across the planet. And in fact, if Valles Marineris was here on Earth, well then it would cover almost the entire United States from coast to coast. Mars also has a couple of polar ice caps, which are made up of some water ice, but mostly dry ice, frozen carbon dioxide. We did just hear in the news recently that we believe that there might be liquid water lakes under the surface of those ice caps, and we're finding more and more evidence for that. And here we can see that big scar across the surface. That is Valles Marineris coming into view, and we saw a couple of the moons go whizzing by. So let's take a look at those moons. Let's fly to Deimos first. Take a quick look at that. And when we get up to Deimos, we'll see that it's not very impressive. Kind of looks a little bit like a potato. It's not a very large moon. In fact, it might even be just a captured asteroid that Mars grabbed from the orbit of Jupiter. And we'll see that as we fly to Phobos, it will look somewhat similar. So both of Mars' moons are rather small compared to our moon, which is much larger than most moons around Earth-sized planets that we know of. Now, there have been many missions to Mars, none involving humans, just robots, but we've sent many orbiters and rovers to the surface of Mars to study that planet because it is very close to us in the solar system. We want to find similarities and differences between our two worlds. Now, there is one currently on the way that is NASA's Perseverance rover, which should arrive in the next few months, around February of 2021. And if you come back, we'll be doing a video on a lot of the Mars missions around the time that Perseverance is set to land. And there we have the red planet Mars. I hope you all enjoyed exploring it with me. We'll take another look at Mars in a few more months when Perseverance rover nears its landing time. But until then, take a look at some of our other videos on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to get notifications when we post new ones. Again, my name is Wayne from the Cernan Earth and Space Center here at Triton College. I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember to get out there and take a look at the real night sky.